to get my Instagram in particular where I wanted it. And so I would say at the beginning of 2023, I knew that I needed to get in front of the camera, which I am not comfortable with at all. So we started doing videos here and there, and I've actually been posting videos on social media and on Instagram in particular for a year and a half now. But Doug and the team have invited me here to speak specifically about a particular video that I did that went viral. And so can we pull up the little screen, the not my screen share, but let's pull up the little PowerPoint.
Oh, it's right. Yeah,
It's okay.
It's already.
So sorry, I'm looking at the camera, so I can't see the screen. So here's just some graphics, but if you can scroll down to the next page, Doug.
Oh, you can just use that at the right there.
Okay. So there may be special formulas, but I can't give you the formula. Okay, so as long as we all know that I can't just give you A, B, C, and then you will go viral, we'll be off to a good start. But there are some things you can do. There's some things that you can do. Oh, thank you. That helps a lot. There are some things that you can do that will help you. So I'm going to just speak from myself, and then I'll go into some of the things that my assistant helped me with. First of all, I'm super genuine. That's my message. You got to be yourself. Okay. Like, I'm a middle-aged woman and I am who I am, and I cannot be somebody who's 23, and I cannot be somebody who goes on social media in my bikini when I'm in Cozumel and gets viewers that way. Right. So I have to bring what I can bring of value. And so that's my true north. If you want to talk about it, that's my through line, is whatever I do, I try to be genuine. And then I try to bring with whatever marketing I do, a principle that I hold really true in my business, which is doing everything with my client in mind, with my client's best interests in mind. So whatever that is, I'm putting the client first. I'm putting my client's home first. I'm trying to showcase it as beautifully as I can. There's a ton of prep that goes into putting any listing on the market, but once it's there, I do excellent, beautiful professional photography and videography, and I have all the parts ready to go. But then I also just get in front of the camera and I'm kind of goofy sometimes. And in this case, being myself and being a little bit goofy paid off. So I'm going to share with you the video that we did for Instagram that went viral, and it legit went viral. It has over 9 million views. And I went, thank you. Yeah, we just passed, it was 8 million for a couple of weeks, and then we just went over 9 million. And I went from having about 600 followers, pretty loyal, like, yeah, they'll like check out what I'm doing, to over 22,000 followers. Huh? 24?
24.
20, we have, okay, so since yesterday, I picked up another 2,000 followers. So part of it is, okay, it's 3 things, and I don't have a slide for this, but it is having the right content. Well, so first of all, having an attention grabber, that's really number 1. Having an attention grabber, and for that, I really credit my assistant Priscilla, or Pia. She goes by Pia. She's the one that came to me with the idea, with the attention grabber. So we had an attention grabber that she already knew was kind of trending on TikTok, and then excellent content. So the house is the reason that this video went viral. Okay. It's not me, and it's not even the cute little attention grabber. It's the house. The house was completely unique. It was a 1928 Spanish colonial revival in South Wrigley, which is a neighborhood in West Long Beach. And it was a time capsule house. It was like 80% original, and it was a special house to begin with. It was originally built as a 1,500 square foot model home. I mean, so I couldn't recreate that in order to make a great video. It was just there, and I lucked out that the person who was selling it knew me through sphere of influence, through neighbor and cat rescue, which is a whole other thing I don't want to talk about right now. But I had helped him with a neighborhood cat. Anyway, he came to me when he was ready to sell this time capsule home. And he was very sweet afterwards and even told me, you know, I knew that you'd be great at it, but I didn't realize you'd be so great at it. And then the other part of that formula was that I loved the house. I loved the house. I was passionate about it. And in the 4,000 or 5,000 comments that ensued from the video, people saw that. They saw my genuine love of the property and that I was a little bit goofy and I was just excited to share the features of the house. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the video. It's a little silly, okay, but I guess silly is part of what gets you to the 9 million views. So here we go. Okay, we're not quite ready, so I'm just going to talk while Doug gets that ready. So again, it was 1928 Spanish colonial revival home. I love the architecture, and I'm looking at my computer to see if it's queued up, and it's not quite queued up yet. And it had features that were part of the original home that luckily somehow miraculously never got renovated out. So again, time capsule home. And so that's what one of the things that I was featuring. Talk to them, Doug.
One second.
So do you feel like you've got more people coming to see the house because of the video?
No, we were already under contract when the
Oh, okay.
video went online. Ask me questions so I can answer your
Okay.
questions.
You're
At
on.
the end of the fall.
What's that?
What's your Instagram name?
Okay, can you tell them it's Kelly Lopes _LBCRE?
Oh, you're actually sure.
Oh, okay.
Did you see how many followers and likes she had? Did you guys just catch that? Like low-key on her notifications? Did you just catch that?
Nice.
I don't even see where you're looking.
Do you see the little red bubble that says 9
Oh,
comments,
yeah.
100 likes and 50 followers?
Oh,
So you guys, that's every time I log in.
Yes,
Every time I log in, there are another 100 people.
that's
Okay.
awesome. That was a low-key flex right there. I love it, Cal.
You tell everybody to follow me.
So are you sharing?
I'm an official Kelly sponsor, so you can come through me and then I'll make sure we monetize that, right, Kelly?
So one of the questions I already received today was, are you making any money off of this? And no, I'm not.
Right.
Not yet.
So not yet, but I guess that's that's where we'll go from there.
You gotta keep on making the reels though, right?
Yes, and so I did. I made several more. Okay, so here's the video. Hopefully you guys will see it okay.
Click that little circle in the bottom right top corner.
Yeah, the bottom right corner,
There's like
that
a
little
microphone.
unmute button.
I'm gonna pull it out and that's where we would keep our rolling.
Probably seen this before. Little cupboard to hold the ironing board, but this one actually swivels for your convenience. And then also has this little added feature for ironing your shirt sleeves, but that's not all. I bet you haven't seen this before. What is this little door hiding that has the lightning bolts on it? And if you open this up, and I guess that's where we would keep our electric on. Ready to see more fun stuff? Come right this way. Beautiful mahogany linen cabinet right here. And then again, you may have seen something like this before, but I don't think you would have seen this much intricate detail. Look at this beautiful phone holder. Oh, forgot. Oh, what did we put here? Maybe a phone book. And then here's your phone. And maybe you're gonna be on your phone for more than a couple of minutes. It's just pull out that seat and have a nice chat with a friend. So I'm gonna replay it. So you can see my 1928 listing that just makes sense. Where you're gonna have the milk delivered. That's the milk door. Look at this interesting. What is this? So I'm gonna pull it out. With your rolling pin. Probably seen this before. Little covers, the ironing board. But this one actually swivels for your convenience. And then also has a little added feature for ironing your sleeves. But that's not all. I bet you haven't seen this before. What is this little door hiding? It has the lightning bolts on it. Open this up and I guess that's where our electric. You can see more fun stuff. Beautiful mahogany cabinet right here. And then again, you may have seen something like this before, but I don't think you would have seen this much intricate detail. Look at this beautiful phone holder. Oh, what would we put here? Maybe a phone book. And then here's your phone. And maybe you're gonna be on the phone for more than a couple of minutes. It's just pull out that seat and have a nice chat. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so can you get me back on? Oh, actually, we can stay on this page for a second. All right, so sorry we were off to a little bit of a bumpy start with the various technologies, but you can see at the end, we added a slide. So this is part of the marketing, right? You want to be able to identify yourself. So there were other videos that came before this that I had done for the home. So in my mind, this was one in a series. I had done one like, we're coming soon, and I was in front of the house. And then we did another one, we're on the market. And then let me take you on a tour. And we went inside, we went throughout the house. There was another one that came after this where we highlighted features in the kitchen. And there was another one where we highlighted features in the bathroom. I mean, it's an extraordinary house, but this is the one that went viral. And I know that this is really like what you're looking for. So again, the attention grabber. At the beginning of the video, it says, things in my 1928 listing that just make sense. That was my assistant Pia's idea. I knew I wanted to do this video. And we came to the property to do the video, and it was vacant. So, and it was staged, but it was just staged with the owner's remaining furniture. And she came to me and it was on the fly. She said, there's something I see trending on TikTok, which is things that just make sense. And I was like, all right, I'll run with that. So that was her idea. So if you want advice, get an assistant who's 30 years old, who follows TikTok and can see what's trending, or use my assistant because she does this now, right? She consults with people and helps them make videos. And I'll give you her contact information in a sec. So the attention grabber that happens to be something that's already trending on social media, and trending on the kind of social media where people are looking for short videos. We have to keep the videos short. So there are a couple of different versions of this, but I think this one is 60 seconds. We're trying to keep it under the 60-second cutoff for Instagram Reels. So short content or short presentation. So attention grabber, great content. So not everybody's going to have a house like this, right? So my advice is, in your listing that you want to get a lot of views on, find the unique characteristics of the house. So if you're already going into listing and selling that property with that in mind, you're going to do the best job for your client anyway. What makes that house unique? Feature it. Be willing to do a little bit of big picture, show off the home as a whole, but dive into the details. I really think that is what people are hungry for when they're looking at videos. We all see, and in fact, I pay a service. I pay about $100 a month for curated content, for somebody else to shoot videos, then, and then, you know, because that's something we can do. And it does, it helps to get people coming to my page. And I was doing that for months and months and months and months before this house with very little payoff, honestly. So we're all looking at beautiful homes and HGTV homes, and here's a beautiful backyard, and here's a beautiful bathroom. And it's fine, it's great, it's pleasant content that people are going to respond positively to, but people really are interested in the details. So spend some time with that house, spend some time with your clients, find out what is unique about that property, and then be willing to dive into the details a little bit. And then going back to one of the first things I said is be genuine, be yourself, be your best version of yourself. So if you are like me and you're a little bit goofy, you know, run with that. Use that characteristic of yourself that makes you unique. And then, you know, bring that to your content that you're shooting. So Doug is, shooting content right now, but I want to talk about the next thing on this little slide. So let me see if I can figure out how to work it. Oh, before I do that, while we're still here on this slide, I also responded to almost all of the comments. So this was over the course of weeks. So sometimes I would just like at the end of the day or early in the morning, I would go see what was happening on this crazy video that was going viral. And I would respond to them. And I started conversations with people that then they came back to the video to see if I had responded. And I don't know how this happened, but somehow I ended up with almost 0 negative comments, almost 0 haters. And I don't know how that happened. Again, it just was some combination of a sweet house, a genuine presentation of the house, and that I really loved it, but almost none. And then there were a couple of people who, at the beginning of the video, my voice is unnaturally high. A couple of people commented about that, and they said, oh, you're a terrible realtor. I can't believe you're talking to your audience like they're children. But what was really interesting is that I wouldn't really say very much in response, but then the other commenters came to my defense. And at one point, somebody had said, what a terrible pitch, like what a terrible sales pitch, right? But she's a terrible realtor. And I wrote back and I just wrote matter of factly, I said, well, it wasn't really a pitch because we were actually already under contract when I made the video. And then all of these people saw that I was interacting. I wasn't being rude, but I was also kind of just saying like it really wasn't, I was just genuinely really excited about the video. And then all of these people came to my defense. And one of them even said something like, hey, don't be a hater to our favorite realtor or something like that. So the followers, a lot of them are still following me, and now they're following the new content. And several of them even said like, show us more of the house. And so I would respond to them. There is more of the house. There's like 5 other videos on my Instagram of the house. So go look at those. But let's go ahead and.
Kelly, did you strictly post this on Instagram, or did you put it on YouTube or other?
That's a great question. So initially for the first 5 or 6 weeks, it was only on, well, maybe for like the first few weeks, it was only on Instagram. And then I had my assistant share it to Facebook Business. So it actually got it ended up with a lot of views on Facebook Business, which I never think of as being a very good platform, but it was getting eyeballs on. And then just about 2 weeks ago, we shared it to TikTok. So now it's on TikTok, but I didn't even have a TikTok account until 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
What did you use for film? And was it a camera? Was it your iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually a combination. For some of the videos, we used my phone, which is just an iPhone 11. It's not even like a new one. And then I think Pia has a newer one. So we would just shoot video. We just shoot it on our phones with no microphones. And sometimes that works against you. When we were doing outside, it was a little bit harder to hear, but also I'm kind of loud. So I just projected like, hi, it's Kelly with Keller Williams Coastal Properties. And it was okay. Yeah, we haven't really used, we tried using microphones once and we actually didn't like it as well. So maybe we'll get a little slicker as we go along, but that's just what we were using. Yeah, so anyway, the key factors again are have an attention grabber. It's really helpful if you have a young assistant who's on TikTok and knows what's trending. And then great content, and then fun delivery. I think there's a lot of heavy content out there, so make it fun. Make it fun, make it easy for people to love what you love. And that's just my advice in general about selling real estate. Make it fun, make it easy for people to love what you love. Okay, so here, this is from my assistant. She put this little slideshow together. Emotional appeal, videos that evoke strong emotion like laughter, awe, inspiration, or empathy are more likely to be shared widely. So if somebody sees something that makes them feel good, they want to share what makes them feel good with their friend, their partner, whomever. Hey, look at this. Look, this is cool, unique, different. It makes me feel good. Emotional resonance compels viewers to engage with and share the content with their networks. So that's part of the secret, but I can't tell you how it works. People see it, they love it, they share it, they tag somebody, and then it's all happening in a way. It's all happening in a way that's very organic. So I think everybody's trying to figure out the organic part of it, but I don't know that there is. You know, it's part of it is magic, part of it is fairy dust. Unique or unexpected content. Videos that offer something new, unexpected, or unique have a higher chance of going viral. This could be a fresh perspective, a surprising twist, or content that challenges norms or conventions. One of the big, I would say, if there was a type of comment that was the predominant comment in response to my video, it was, oh my gosh, that beautiful house. I can't believe it's still in such great condition with these old features. And then right on the tail of that, or sometimes in the same comment, oh my God, a millennial is going to buy it and demo it and strip it and turn it into a big empty grayish house. So there were comments after comments after comments about, don't let a millennial buy it. They're gonna HGTV it. They're gonna turn it into a grayish. They're gonna paint everything white. Oh my God, that beautiful mahogany is all gonna be painted over. And I responded to those comments and I would say, we are actually early on, way early on. We're doing our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. And then people saw me responding to their comments and they thought, oh, this is like a real person. And I think that also helped drive it. But it was very interesting to see that there's a massive backlash against HGTV grayish houses, which I already knew. Shareability. So here's a little bit more of the technical part, where part of it has to be short and part of it has to be easily shareable. Like, oh, I'm going to just share this, or I'm going to tag somebody. Viral videos are easily shareable across different platforms and accessible to a wide audience. They may have catchy titles, clear messages, and concise storytelling to share with others. So part of that is technical, and that I'm not even sure I can be the best person to address. But at the bottom of your, at the bottom of every reel on Instagram is going to be a little arrow, which is like a share button, right? So it's like, I'm going to share this. Am I going to share it with a specific person? I can do that. I can share it with a particular person through DM, or I can share it on my story. I had it shared initially hundreds of times a day on other people's stories. I mean, I would have so many of those little tiny bars at the top of the screen. I would have so many of those, I couldn't even look at them. Like there was just like hundreds every day. So people were sharing it. And again, the platform itself makes it easy to share now, easier than it used to. So it's very easy to share from Instagram to Facebook. And again, I'm not really a TikTok user, but I imagine there's some other kind of magic happening on TikTok as well. So let's see what else. All right, so this is explaining a little bit about what you're seeing when you look at the insights. So this is what I see from inside my own account when I look at the insights on this particular video. So this is recent. She just did this for me this morning. So plays, so we're over 9 million plays. 777,000 likes, over 5,000 comments. And again, I didn't reply to all of them because some of them are just like happy faces, but I did actually try to love every one of the comments. So I didn't make a verbal reply to all of them, but I did at least try to love all of the comments. I would just do that at night, just like that, and read them because it was fascinating. 215,000 shares, and then 59,000 saves. And then so again, key factors: emotional appeal is touched, the home was unique. Most comments said, well, actually, most comments said save it from the millennials, but then right after that, it said reminds me of my grandmother's house, my aunt's house, the house I grew up in, the house my mother grew up in. And then I would respond to them like, where were those houses? And then we'd have like little conversations on the side because I'm a geek and I love that stuff. Relevant, relatable, quick, short video, and then followed an ongoing trend. And that was that just makes sense part. Doug, can you explain the difference between plays and views?
You know what?
Okay, so I think the difference between plays and views, because this is, I think, views, and maybe the other one is plays, but I'm not really sure. One of them has to do with the content just showing up on somebody's feed or showing up in front of their face. Like it's showing up there. The other one has to do with them actually clicking on it and watching at least 15 or 20 seconds of it.
What's your Instagram?
So it is. All right, that's okay. Yeah, it's not on here.
It's Kelly Lopes.
Yeah.
_ LBC.
Kelly Lopes, KELLYLOPES underscore, right? LBCRE.
Are you gonna follow us back?
Sure.
I actually am following you already. I just couldn't find you.
So again, this was the house. It was at 1985 San Francisco Avenue in the Wrigley neighborhood of Long Beach. This is me. And then here is my social media goddess, Pia or Priscilla Ferrer. So you can, and I'm happy to give you her information. So she was, she's an agent and she was with our office and she recently left. But as I mentioned, I'm going to try to get her back. But she's doing social media managing right now. That's like, she's just running with it. It's fun for her. She's great at it. She does it professionally, obviously, like I pay her for her time and for creating these for me, and it's well worth it. So I guess I could talk a little bit about something that I also don't know very much about, but the monetizing, like how do you make money off of this? Again, I'm not an expert, but apparently what you do is if you gain a lot of notoriety, then you can go to companies or they can come to you and they can want to partner with you in a way where they would maybe pay you or they would give you something in exchange. So there are several real estate agents who are viral agents, and when they go into list a house, they might have other companies come in and provide part of the staging for free or at a discount. So I don't know, nobody's offered to write me a check for $10,000 yet. So I'm still waiting for that. But I have, and 3 of these things just happened today. So I have had news outlets. I have had news outlets contact me just in the last couple of days. So somebody from Newsweek reached out to me a few days ago where they want to feature me on their, like, not in Newsweek, not in the magazine, not in the print magazine, but somewhere on their website. And then this morning I got like 3 others where it's like, one of them was like KTLA LA or something like that. So they're like, we want to do, but they were mostly interested in the house. They're like, oh, we want to come and interview you and see the house. I'm like, well, the house is sold. It has new owners now. So I'll have to try to figure that out. But it is. So, it has not, I know this is another big question. Have you gotten any listings from it? Not yet, but I don't figure that's too far away. But also, I've never really been an agent that got a lot of business from outside of my sphere. I am almost 100% a referral based agent. So what all of this does do is that, and this is my advice for everybody at every stage of development, wherever you are as an agent. If you show yourself doing the work, your sphere will see that. So that's the main thing I have used social media for. It was awkward for me at first to post things on my personal Facebook about me doing real estate stuff. And then I just figured out, like, I've got to show people that this is my job. Well, I lost out on a listing because parents of a friend of mine went to sell their house. And I was like, oh, like, I could have done that for you. And they're like, oh, we forgot you were a real estate agent. That was like 6 years ago. And I was like, well, shoot, I don't want anybody to forget that again. So I'm just going to make it part of my regular routine to show myself doing my job. And then people will see that it's natural. It's part of my everyday life. I do this thing. I'm not just an agent that has maybe one deal a year or one deal every 2 years, but I'm doing this all the time. And that has been the biggest payoff for me, is that my sphere, your friends who may or may not want to work with you because you're friends, they see you doing your job and then they're like, oh, okay. She's really, and I've had a whole bunch of people go, like, I knew that you were great at XYZ and I knew that you were my friend, and even this client on the San Francisco house, I didn't realize how good you would be at selling my house. And it wasn't just the Instagram, but all the parts of that client support from the very beginning through the whole transaction to afterwards and all of the rest of it. So
What do you suggest for newbies?
do preview homes, preview properties.
Ask the agent maybe?
Yeah, reach out to, if there's a great looking house on the market, ask that agent if you can preview it for your client that you may or may not have. And then go in there and shoot some video of yourself. And again, my main advice is just be yourself, be excited. This is an exciting career. I mean, this is an exciting profession. It's cool. People love houses. People love the idea of buying and selling property. And you guys are the conduit to that. So just go in and be super excited about what you're doing. And if you got to fake it till you make it a little bit, that's okay. But show people, bring value with everything you do. So if you want to preview a home that's already out there on the market for a client that, again, may or may not exist, find a way of putting some little nugget of information in there about buyer's inspections, about contingencies, about anything. Just show your knowledge, demonstrate your knowledge. Yeah. I have no idea. That's what I pay Pia for. I think there are hashtags. I think we probably, yeah, I mean, I use them, but I don't know how effective they are. But I do use them. Hashtags were kind of a carryover from Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So it was a way of finding things in a similar category. I don't know that people use them. I think that they do
Yeah.
to search.
You can,
Oh my gosh, my really good friend liked your video.
Oh my gosh. I went to drop off my dry cleaning the other day and the girl at the dry cleaner said, I saw you on TikTok or on Instagram.
you can use like Chat GPT and say, what would be great, hashtags and SEO for this video.
Yeah.
The hashtags that I end up using are the ones that go with me and my brand. So I always include hashtag Kelly Lopes Realtor, hashtag Kelly Finds Homes. That's my my web. That's my URL. That's my web address. And then also hashtag Kelly Sells Homes. Hashtag Long Beach Real Estate. And then Long Beach Real Estate is other agents are going to be seeing that. Hashtag Historic Home. Hashtag Wrigley. Hashtag Spanish Colonial Revival. Whatever the topic is on that house. So I do use them. I just don't know personally if they're effective.
Yeah, and Instagram now has AI. So now actually there's a prompt that says here's some suggested hashtags, and they come up with like 10 based off of the content of the video, the recording and the video. And then they also write the description for you.
What's it called? Sorry.
Instagram, there's an AI component on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that it will actually suggest a description and it's the hashtag.
Somewhere on one of these, somewhere on the insights, it actually says how many times it was shared on Facebook business. So I never shared this on my personal page. I kind of, I shared, I sort of did, but not directly, not like I was promoting it, but I did share it on my business page. And I think it got another like 500,000 views, which is a lot for Facebook business, because I just don't think anybody uses Facebook business very much. Other questions? Thank you. Love what you do. Love what you do. The energy will carry.
Yes.
Yeah, I also think that the genuineness of you and your personality and the way you presented the home made a huge difference, because now on social media, everything's fake,
Yes.
right? Everyone has a standard persona they want to portray, but it's not real. So I think the fact that you did like present it that way really made a huge difference in connecting with the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah, so just be your best you, and people will, I think they will love it, honestly. I mean, I just laugh. I'm like, I'm a middle-aged lady, and I'm a little on the pudgy side, and I'm kind of short, and I'm getting up there, and like my hair wasn't perfectly styled, and I wasn't really wearing very much makeup, but at the end, I don't think people cared. They were so excited to like see,
Better.
right? And so it's maybe being a little less polished. I also know people spend a lot of money for video production for their Instagram videos. Maybe just try this. Because you are selling yourself. I'll leave you with just a concept. A couple of years ago, I heard some great advice from an agent, one of our top producing agents in our office, Shannon Jones. I can remember her telling the group, it was like a small group, it was maybe right before the pandemic. And she was telling the group, your voice is your business. And I thought, damn, I want my quiet, secret self to be my business, because I didn't feel very outgoing. I didn't maybe have the confidence that I do now. So your voice is your business, but it's your voice and your face and your excitement and your enthusiasm and your knowledge and your professionalism. It matters. You matter, and every single you matter. Like your individualness matters to this business and to your business and to your clients. So that's my biggest recommendation, is don't be afraid to be you. Learn everything, be an expert in your field, and then just go out and share that enthusiasm and that authority, that knowledge with others.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.